Hello viewers, this is Jared from JRY Production Studios, bringing you guys my 2018 LEGO Star Wars Clone Army. Super excited to show this to you guys. Here on my channel we look forward to this video all year long, so without further ado, let's go ahead and reveal the Clone Army while we give you guys a few different numbers. Now this year's Clone Army contains 246 Clone Troopers, along with 25 vehicles, and also 18 Jedi minifigures. And that's huge growth over last year, which we had 103 clones along with 16 vehicles. So as you can imagine, 246 clones, can't be happier with that number. You know, it's been a long year, lots of money put into this, but at the end I really like the results that we've been getting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off this Clone Army by giving you guys a general overview of everything there is. It's kind of hard to fit this all into one screen, so we're going to go ahead and raise the camera and show that to you guys. So as you can see, here's everything in its entirety. We're going to go ahead and just sort of pan over here, and as you can see, the vehicles are sort of scattered, and the minifigures are separated on two major base plates. And speaking of those minifigures, we're actually going to go ahead and take a look at the Clone Trooper minifigures first here. Alright, so as you can see here in the front, this year we have Captain Rex leading the Clone Army, and these base plates are actually sort of divided into sort of Phase 1 and Phase 2, although there are a few different Phase 1 clones over there just to sort of color blend as well as fill in the gaps. And we are actually going to go ahead and start with showing you guys this base plate over here with all of the Phase 1 Clone Troopers. So in the first 6 rows right here, you can see we have a total of 73 of these original and plain Clone Wars era Clone Troopers, which were released in 2008. All of the Clone Troopers in the front have these sort of long blasters, but only a few of them actually have the normal blasters, and a lot of them don't actually have blasters just because I didn't have enough to give to all of my Clone Troopers. But yeah, that's an awesome number, super happy with that number. Didn't expect to get that many until a late purchase in which I got 50 of those, and those make an awesome addition to this Clone Army. And coming over to this next row here, we also have a few more Clone Wars era Clone Troopers, along with 5 of these 2013 Phase 2 Clone Troopers. And in the back there's also 3 of those original Clone Troopers which were released in 2002. Now this row right here is perhaps my favorite row of the entire Clone Army, just because I absolutely love those colored Phase 1 Clone Troopers. This is sort of the officer row with 2 commanders, 2 captains, 1 lieutenant, and 3 sergeants, along with 3 of the original Clone Troopers which were released in 2002, just to sort of fill in the gap there. Yeah, that's an awesome row, awesome officers. As you can see, they're all lined up according to their rank. And the last 3 rows over here consist of 39 of the original Clone Troopers which were released in 2002, and then some with the blue blaster that was released in 2003 with the ATTE. Have both of the sets that they were released with, and we'll go ahead and show you guys those later. But that's an awesome addition to this army. I'm not sure if there's anybody on YouTube who currently has that many. The only one that comes to mind is Breathe and Bricks. I'm not sure how many he quite has, but he has a lot of these as well. Also made a purchase of about 20 of those figures just to sort of bulk up that side of the Clone Army, and that was the largest section until I was able to purchase all those Clone Wars era Clone Troopers you see on the left over there just several weeks ago. So yeah, this whole block, this section, was sort of meant to consist of mainly white Clone Troopers just to look more uniform. However, I thought it would be appropriate to add the commanders and those sort of officers over there just to sort of look good, and I just like those clones enough that I wanted to go ahead and place them on the more sort of attractive side of the Clone Army. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the mess, as I call it over here, sorts of different colors and a few different Phase 1 clones mixed in amongst the Phase 2. But we're going to go ahead and start with the right row right here, which consists of 7 of these 501st Clone Troopers. Really expensive, and I wish I had more of those, but sadly I can't get my hands on too many of those. And in the back we also have 1 pilot from the 501st, along with 2 Captain Rexes in Phase 1 armor, and just 1 plain Clone Wars pilot to sort of fill in the gap. Also, I apologize about my bad camera work. It's really hard to be able to set this stand up to be able to show you guys all the Clone Troopers, so I'm kind of handling this with my hands, but we're going to go ahead and get into the next couple rows here. And this one right here consists of Commander Fox in his Phase 1 armor, along with 8 of the Coruscant Guard Shock Troopers. 4 are the new Clone Wars edition, and then the 4 are the original back there. In the back we also have 1 442nd Siege Battalion Clone Trooper, and a Shock Trooper who's actually missing his helmet, which is unfortunate, and I'll have to purchase one for next year's Clone Army. Now this row right here consists of 3 of these ARC Troopers. 1 has the visor, 2 have the antennas, and 5 of these ARF troopers. You can see that 3 are the Rancor Battalion, and also 3 of the original Recon clone troopers from the 91st Reconnaissance. And this row right here consists of Commander Wolf in his Phase 1 armor, along with 2 of the Phase 2 Wolf Pack troopers, and also 3 of the Clone Wars era clone troopers with armor additions, just to sort of fill in the gap right there, and 1 plain one without any armor. And behind that we have a total of, looks like 4 of those Commander Neo troopers, the 91st Reconnaissance in the back. And right here is probably the most pitiful side of the clone army. Would really like to boost the numbers on these clones, as they're some of my favorites, but really hard to get a hold of those. They're kind of expensive, about $6 a piece normally. Right here we have 7 of the original Phase 2 Episode 3 clone troopers, along with 4 of those Gunner clone troopers that were released in 2008, I believe, 2009, something like that. And one of them is actually a Phase 2, which was just released in 2016. And the row immediately to the left of that, we have 6 of the 327th Star Corps troopers that were also released back in like 2005. Along with the back here, we have 5 of those pilots. One has the wrong colored arms, but that's not really that big of a deal. I'm sure you have seen those clone troopers before. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the next couple rows right here, which consist of my 2 12th troopers. Some are the normal and some are the airborne. You can see we have Commander Cody here in Phase 1 Army leading that. 4 of them happen to be the Clone Wars Era Edition, and 5 are from the 2014 Battle Pack. And to the right of, or excuse me, to the left of that, we have, it looks like 8 of these, what do you want to call that, the 7th Sky Corps Airborne Troopers attached to the 212th, along with 1 more just plain 212th Trooper and 2 Bomb Squad Troopers in the back. And the last few rows back here consist of 4 Horn Company troopers, along with a whole bunch of Bomb Squad troopers. I didn't actually count those up. I think there's 7 in that row and like 5 or 6 in that row. So yeah, just sort of miscellaneous Bomb Squad troopers sort of mixed in to make the color look good. That's not everybody's favorite clone, but it looks okay next to the 212th in my opinion. And over here we have Phase 2 Commander Greek, along with, looks like 5 of these 41st Elite Corps Kashyyyk troopers. 3 more are to the left of that, and then we have 8 of these just plain 41st Elite Corps Camouflage Clone Troopers from 2014, and then rounding off the Clone Troopers, there's also 3 more of those sort of hanging off the base plate. Not quite enough room, but I was barely able to cram those on there. So yeah, that sums up the Clone Trooper portion of this year's Clone Army, and now we're going to go ahead and get into the vehicle portion of this year's Clone Army, of which there are 25 of them. We're going to go ahead and start on the left side over here. I apologize, the lighting's going to be really bad. I'm going to have to pick up my camera for this. It's going to be kind of difficult here, but we will manage. Here in the front we have 2 of these Republic fighter tanks, one of the new ones, one of the old ones. That one is missing an antenna. It fell off during the removal or something like that, so I'll be able to find that. I didn't really feel like spending the time on that, but also right here we have 1 ARC 170, the 2005 edition, along with the Z95 Headhunter. So here in the back row you can see we have the 2003 ATTE along with 2 of the 2002 Republic gunships. To the right of that we have 1 of the 2010 clone turbo tanks, and sort of in front of those we have 1 of the 2006 V-Wing starfighters, and 4 speeder bikes. 2 are from the Slickema Battle Pack, 1 is from the 2011 Clone Battle Pack, and 1 is from the original Battle Pack along with its turret back from 2005. And over to the right of that we have sort of some of the walkers, including 1 AV-7 miniaturized cannon that came with the set number 9488 was the ARC Trooper and the ARF Trooper and Commando Droids, and 1 of the little command centers from the Sergeants, and or that's the set that had the clone sergeants in them. I forgot the name of that one. Along with 3 ATRTs, 2 are from the 2005, and then 1 is the new Clone Wars era 501st one, and 1 of the miniaturized ATRTs that came with the clone turbo tank you see right there. We also have an AT-AP from 2008, I believe, along with another of these, or actually not another, we only have 1 of these Republic attack gunships from 2008 as well, or it was the 2009, I forget my years. Now, something I do know the years of, at least hopefully, are these Jedi minifigures over here. These aren't all my Jedi minifigures, only a few of them. Obviously, I have a lot of non-Clone Wars Republic era minifigures, but I'm also missing several that I didn't really find to go ahead and put on this base plate. I'm going to go ahead and start right here, just kind of go through. We have an Anakin, Obi-Wan, some Yodas, Stas Ali, Ayla Secure, I can't believe I almost forgot her name, along with the original Obi-Wan and Anakin from Episode 2, some more Qui-Gons and Obi-Wans in the back, another Yoda, and an Ahsoka missing an arm. And this is one of my favorite ones. This is actually a light-up Anakin Skywalker right there. That's a pretty cool minifigure as well. And along with a couple other Jedi Bobs, almost forgot to mention those. So yeah, I now believe we have covered the entire 2018 LEGO Star Wars Clone Army. Kind of sad to think that filming this video is already over. You know, I didn't even really expect to make this video this day, but I had some free time, so I went ahead and did it. You know, super sad. This only comes once a year. It's like my channel equivalent of Christmas, so, you know, it's always comes and goes pretty quick, but super excited to show you guys the progress that I have made. You know, adding, what is that, like 140 clones to my army, 143, is a huge addition. Did not expect to get that many. Some awesome vehicles in there that you didn't see last year, although it's mostly the same. I bought more of the clones individually, not so many sets, so that's why there's not that many more vehicles, only like 9 more vehicles. Oh yeah, also forgot to mention that one of my vehicles, you probably only counted 24. I also have another unopened one of these in the box that's in my closet that I don't feel like digging out, but yeah, so that pretty much sums up this clone army. Next year, I want to have 3 base plates going across. I added 100. I think there's 100 and right about 120 on each base plate. There's some missed off numbers because of the clones that aren't necessarily in formation. But I want to have another base plate next year. Add about 100 clone troopers, 120 clone troopers right over here. And the year after that, I want to add another base plate, so we have a total of 4 of those. So those are some goals for next year. I hope to reach 350 clone troopers. That's 104 that I need to purchase, which I think is totally doable. So we're going to go ahead and shoot for that. So thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for supporting this clone army. It's all self-funded. I would like to mention that. I know there's tons of people who like to call people spoiled for having this, but I worked for every single clone trooper you see there. I do have a job, worked super hard for that money, and honestly probably put way too much money into this as it is, but that's sort of how I got all of these figures. So before you go ahead and say that it's not fair, I know this isn't the biggest clone army, and you know there's tons of other big clone armies, but you know, there's not that many who are still into the clone army sort of thing, so I guess this is sort of unique now, even though there's not, like, that few people doing it, but still not the huge names out there anymore, which is kind of sad. They moved on to Stormtroopers. I'm still sticking with Clone Troopers, but that's just my personal opinion. Go ahead and tell me what you think in the comment section below. So I think this is all I have for you guys today. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for 1 year from now when we have the 2019 Clone Army. That's going to be forever. Might give you guys a few different updates in between then. So yeah, thanks for watching. May the Force be with you. And as always, have a nice day.